There are lots of fancy words like CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management. By the end of this lesson, you will know. What, Steven, what are you doing back there, man? What are you working on?
I'm trying to connect with someone.
You're trying to connect with someone? Well, why don't you sit down and listen to the course, and we'll teach you how to connect. And I'll help you personally, man. I'll help you personally. We're going to do great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jeez. Okay, let's start over again. By the end of this lesson, you will know how to use the BetterJob platform to keep track of every piece of your job search efforts. And Steven, pay attention. I am going to help you get the job you want. Probably the most important aspect of any job search is scale. In a perfect world, you would love to have 4 or 5 companies love you, making you offers, reaching out to them, and 1 or 2 would get you back with a job offer. In reality, that pretty much never happens. In fact, most people send off resume after resume and never hear or do an interview and don't get feedback. We're putting an end to all that. We're giving the power back to the people. We're giving the power to you. We're giving you the technology to turn the tables. I've got more on that in a little while. In order to find the right opportunity, you need to reach a critical mass in your outreach while focusing on what you really, really want. Job search is really a numbers game. It's a calculated numbers game, and it can be daunting to keep up with all of your inquiries, all your conversations, all your interviews, all your notes, and the relationships you're building. This is why we built an internal system into the BetterJobs platform to help you keep track of all your data and your work. In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through how to use it step by step. We're going to start with your quote favorites tab. When you find a company in the organization search tab and decide it's a company you want to reach out to, then all you have to do is click the star in the far right corner and boom, as you see on your screen, it ends up in favorites. This helps you stay organized. You'll see that when you click the star, it fills in, which indicates that the company will now appear in your favorites tab. Let's navigate there now. Here you will see the companies you've starred. Look at this on the screen. This is how you will keep track of all your outreach efforts. Once a company has been added to your personal favorites file, you can click this notepad next to each name to make the entry editable. Let's look at the status column first. So if you click here, you'll see a drop down with the following options: trying to connect, cold, warm, hot, closed, and closed lost, meaning there is no longer an opportunity there. Don't worry about it, move on. In this case, let's select trying to connect. Next, let's look at action. If you click the calendar icon, you can set the date for when you want to follow up next. That way you don't forget. Look, everybody's busy. This platform is designed for you to log on, log off, and keep your search moving. You've got to keep the momentum going. We'll talk about managing your momentum at another time. Let's set it for 1 week out. Now we're at notes. This is where you can record what specific action you've taken with this company. For example, you might want to write something in the notes that says, emailed CMO about a marketing position I found on their site. If he doesn't respond, email the next person. Be sure to take good notes. It will really help you when you come back to the platform. Avoid emailing the same person twice, and keep track if somebody says they aren't hiring now but want to check back later. Calendar later. This is actually a pretty common response. You'll often hear something like, quote, "We aren't hiring right now, but thanks for reaching out. Let's keep in touch," close quote. I take people at their word when they say that. Let me tell you now, yes, it does actually make sense to keep in touch. These do really turn into job opportunities down the road. You're building a relationship, so be sure to record whenever this happens. Since we're done here, don't forget to click the update button to save. Now, to show you how your favorites page will look once you get into the swing of things, let's add a few more companies for example purposes. You'll see them on your screen. Now that you have several companies, let's focus on the next action column, the next action. This is going to be your go-to column. Anytime you visit the BetterJobs platform, this is where you probably want to go first to check in to see what's happening. Think of it essentially as your to-do list of items organized by date. Each time you complete a task, update the date so that it moves down the list again until it's time to complete the next action. It's simple, it does it, but you have to do some of the work yourself. You'll notice that the dates here are color-coded. Any date that's in red means it's past due and you're late. You need to take action. Those tasks need attention right away. Anything in green means it's due today and act on it. And finally, anything in black is a task that you need to complete in the future. Try to avoid red and green dates so that you don't end up rushing to complete things at the last minute and make mistakes. Again, it's worth repeating. Don't forget to update the date as soon as you complete a task relating to that specific company. That will keep you on target. Finally, it's easy to download your to-do list directly into Excel by clicking, quote, download data, close quote here. I do that. I like working on Excel. What if you want to add a company you didn't find in our database? Click this, quote, add a company, close quote, button to enter the company manually. It will go into your favorites like any other company. You can sort plus filter through your favorites with the, quote, filter button. This allows you to look at any company or only companies of a specific status. For example, if you want to look at all your hot leads, select hot, and everything else will be sorted out. It keeps you rocking and rolling on where you're focused. Now, to return to your whole list, just click, quote, filter by status, close quote, again, and select, quote, all, close quote. To delete a company from your favorites, just click the, quote, X, close quote. That's it. Okay, let's recap. The BetterJobs platform offers a very simple one-page system to keep track of all your job search, plus your relationship and network building. Remember to keep an eye on the next action column so that you can stay on top of your tasks, and always update the date once you complete a specific task for a specific company. This will keep you very efficient and keep you on your goal. Now, in the next lesson, we're going to take a look at how to write effective emails. And I'm going to take a break and go talk to Steven and make sure he's connecting with the person he wants.